Uh, good evening, everybody. It's what today is February 20th. It's 6 o'clock. This is the meeting of the Timberland Golf Commission. So I'll tell you what. Let's please rise for the pledges of allegiance.
To the flag,
Allegiance
to
to
the
the
United
flag.
States,
States of America,
to
to the republic,
yeah,
which it stands, one nation, under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Why am I here? Why is this on Sebi now? Sebi, all I'm seeing is you.
Oh, I got all three of you then.
On
There you go.
your,
I'm back in. I'm back in. All right. Very good, everybody. Audience of citizens. Is there anybody there?
no one's here.
No one's here. Okay, very good. First of all right. So present are Commissioner Norton, Commissioner Senya, Commissioner LaBrie, Commissioner Richards, Commissioner Van Zandt, and Commissioner Berger, and Director of Golf Saul Guerrero. So are we still one shy person for Gail? Saul, do you know? Yes? No?
Yes, but we have a nomination coming in the next town council meeting.
Okay.
This person, she had to officially be part of the 18-hole ladies group, which happened today. She
Oh, very good.
She just missed last night's meeting or this Tuesday's meeting to be nominated, but she'll have to wait till March 4th.
That's fine. Okay, very good. All right. So let's go with the the approval of its minutes from January 18th. Has everybody seen and reviewed the minutes from January 18th?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I make a motion that we should accept it.
Okay. Motion to accept by Sebi, seconded by Nancy. Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All against? So unanimous. Very good. I think it's old business. Old business, updated long-term planning. And all right. I see, Saul, you attached a long-term planning sheet. We've seen so many of these, but okay. So has everybody looked at this?
Yes.
Yes? Everybody, okay.
Yep.
Is there questions? Nancy,
I have a question. The driving range, 10,000, is that for the tree lining?
Yes.
I didn't hear what you said, Nancy. I'm sorry.
No, the 10,000 that's allocated for driving range, it's for the tree lining. That's what I was.
Oh, that's for the tree line. Okay, that's good. I didn't know what that was either. That's fine. I have a question on that one, Saul. It says bunkers. You have 20,000 a year. What is that?
It's not a thought. I mean, that's just a thought. It's not in actual numbers, like it's not highlighted. But from my understanding is we're trying to get it in the bond.
Yes.
So in that case, there's going to be an amount that we're going to have to pay back eventually. So.
Oh, that's how this is going. So we have to pay the bond back.
No, I'm not saying the whole thing. I'm saying I'm assuming we'd have to pay something back.
No, yeah, not if it goes out to bonding, but I mean, okay.
But I know it's trying to get put into a bond.
Yes. Okay.
So that bunker is not in real numbers. It was more like planning for the future if we have to pay something off.
Got it. Okay. So the yellow, the items in the yellow are what you're assuming we're going to do this year. Is that what that is all about?
Those are things we've used or going to use.
Okay, because you have 300,000 for bridges, right?
Right.
And so what is is that just a place marker? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's future LoSiP money that we will have for the bridges.
So we're definitely gonna go. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's when we eventually restart that project. That's how it's going to be funded.
LoSiP.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's been decided.
Yes.
Okay. So we still need to go to the building commission for that, correct?
Oh yeah, we're not in the same phase as we are in the bunker project. You know, we'd almost have to restart that and find an architect and kind of the same process as we did for the bunkers.
Very good. Okay. Very good. Anybody else have questions on that? No? We can go forward, everybody. I mean, I can't hear Seb, you're gonna have to use sign language so we can hear what you're saying, if you have an issue.
Have trouble understanding a little bit, but I'm hard of hearing.
No questions.
None? Good, okay. Sebi, you good? What happened? We lost Sebi?
You got bumped. Looks like.
Uber user.
He's up.
These pictures just.
There he
Oh,
is.
there he
He's
is.
back. Sebi, are you okay with that? Yes or no? Yes, no? I don't know.
Can't hear.
He's on mute.
Unmute, can you unmute him?
Yeah, there's technical difficulty.
All right, we're just have to assume that he's okay with it. Sebi, any
Yeah,
questions?
can you hear me?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you are. You're,
I'm okay with it.
all right.
Okay, very good. All right. Clubhouse painting. So what, I understand you painted up there. Well, first of all, Jimmy Green is not here. You understand Jimmy Green's not here, right?
Right.
Okay, very good. All right, clubhouse painting. So I understand you guys painted up there, I don't know, going for the club.
I guess
Yeah.
the staircase rooms, first floor. and
Yeah,
second floor,
staircase up, yeah.
they got repainted to white. The first floor, they're gonna need, new bulletin boards for the senior club. And, I think the men's club had a bulletin board there too. But the painting's done. We're gonna move forward and get a TV sometime next week. And I'm already talking to facilities on where we're gonna put it.
Thank you, thank you,
We're not-
thank you.
Right now, the idea is not to put up all the plaques back,
Right.
only those significant ones that the minors have talked about, maybe some of the seniors, men's club have talked about, but it should be very minimal.
Good.
Do we,
where
do,
the
go ahead.
ones are updated.
I agree with you 100%. So the question is, are you gonna say, listen, you can only put up like 2 or 3? Because otherwise they're gonna say they're all important. And so, truthfully, I'm gonna say it's either, I'd say none. I mean, if you're gonna put on the monitor and have it going through consistently, then why put anything up? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I'm putting this out for everybody to hear back from you. I understand.
Exactly.
Who gets to pick and choose, right? I mean, and that's really, what are we trying to do? What are we trying to do here? So it's either we're going to do it or we're not. I mean, I get it, I do. But if we're gonna do this the right way, and you're gonna put a monitor up there, maybe we should think about putting. And I'm throwing this out there as a spitball for you guys, pictures of these things, and then putting them on the monitor. Maybe that makes more sense.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Don't put them back up again because that's, back to the old again. I would say, take it down, put it on a monitor, and it's there. And let the clubs deal with it.
I agree.
I don't think we'll get a lot of pushback on it. I know when we had the organizations there, some of them were actually saying why were they up anyway, so. I'll spend the time next week to inform the organization so they can at least pick them up and distribute them if they want, before they're called,
Well, before you do that, I mean,
No, well, I need to take a picture of them for the slideshow anyway.
yeah, well, you got to make sure that those are before you give them away. Let's make sure that everything is set to go. And the pictures are, that the monitor's up and it's actually working the way you want it to work it, because you still have to back it up, right? Because in case something happens to your computer, whatever you're using, last thing you want to do is get caught and then have a little bit of a problem. I mean, that's just, from my experience, you always want to make sure that before you get rid of it, make sure that everything's working the way it should be.
Where do you expect to put the monitor? Do you have any idea?
The monitor is gonna go, so when you're walking up, from the bottom, it's the first wall you'll see.
On the landing, then?
No, on going up to the bar area.
Oh, so it's against the bar wall there? That wall?
It would, no, it'd be the opposite. Well, it's either the bar wall or the dining room wall. The bathroom walls are, I think, a little too small
Yeah.
Yeah,
and exposed to the doors.
You think more people would see them if they were on the dining room wall because they'd be coming up the ramp and going into the restaurant?
My thinking was the opposite wall from where you enter where the bar is.
Mhm.
But if you guys are there in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Or have some thoughts on it, just let me know. I mean, it's very open subject.
okay. I mean, just trying to avoid people hitting it, by accident. Just Ramsey going in and out, you know what I mean? I'm just thoughts, that's all. I don't know, what do you guys think?
I think it should go on that back wall towards the back dining room.
Yeah, nothing
Wall
would
that-
disturb it there.
Yeah, there's nothing there,
Sometimes they
maybe.
store things on the other.
Yeah, I think Ramsey piles some stuff in that corner once in a while on the
Yeah,
table, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't interfere with the TV being there.
And then you could put the 2 plaques or 4 plaques that are, opening day plaques.
Opening day
You could
plaques.
Put those on the side of it. How big's the TV?
Well, I'm thinking it's gotta be at least in the 40s. It doesn't have to
40s
be
is nothing.
anything.
Hell, I could have given
Really
you
nothing, right?
I
Yeah,
just throw them away.
Yeah,
You gotta put
Maybe-
something
50s, 60s, but
60s, yeah, I mean, they're they're all cheap now,
60,
Right?
60.
yeah, because it doesn't have to be like anything. It just needs to play the USB drive.
okay.
Somewhere in the 60s.
Mhm.
Yeah, I 60, I think 60 will do it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to have like a QLED or no LED or
No,
something, they're all
just-
cheap, I mean, for the most part,
Yeah.
right?
Just anything
And
to,
And so what, you have a computer behind it running it? How's that gonna work?
a thumb drive.
I didn't know,
Okay.
that'll work? I didn't know that. Good for you.
Yeah.
I seriously
It'll
saw.
play like a slideshow.
Oh, I'll be darned. All right, that's actually a pretty good
You
idea.
can always adjust it and take it out, adjust it.
Yeah, and you just adjust slideshows.
Yeah.
You have to update names.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah, well, and you'll have new ones to put on there, right? Obviously, you'll be able to edit it.
right.
Fine,
and it's
perfect.
easy to do for a backup. You talked about a backup, you have another thumb drive.
Yeah, it's just a file, right?
Yeah, you have a separate, you'll have two thumb drives then, right? You'll have one that's the master,
Good, yeah.
one's a copy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
backup.
very good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, very good. Thank you. How's it look? Have you seen it? Has anybody seen it? How it looks?
I
Is it
saw
brighter?
it today, yeah.
Is it brighter?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot brighter. They put a semi-gloss paint on it, it's white,
Oh,
and it makes it makes the area look a lot brighter and larger because all the plaques are gone and everything.
Nice.
It looks
You know,
good.
Sal, can you do me a favor? Can you please send out like a blurb to the heads of the the 4 golf leagues, if you will, about this is what we're doing, this is going forward, here's the plan, just so they all know, here's the plan, we painted it, and here's the plan going forward. It'll be purchased, and here's what we're gonna do. So, and once, that I think that just so they're all in the loop, and there's no surprises on that. And that way, just send it to the heads of the presidents of the different organizations. That way you have the transparency. Perfect. Thank you.
They
All
don't
right.
paint the restaurant.
Think the restaurant's gonna have to wait till the off season, like the start of the off season,
Oh,
because he's opening March 1.
okay.
And any work from now is gonna disturb that, but he needs to be a little more vocal on things. He can't just say it now because we've done something in the hallways. He needs to be a little more upfront on what he wants, not just so in the moment,
Yeah.
You got to plan it out.
Give some notice.
Right.
Yeah,
Get a plan.
Yeah, plan it out. He's got to plan it out, right? What do you want? What's he looking for, right? I mean, it's he can't expect you to drop everything to do what he has to do. So he should have,
Right.
he should be communicating with you now. If is he back in the United States?
Yeah,
he's
he's
back.
actually back here in the
Okay.
United States, so
Very
he
good.
was gone, so it's tough to communicate with him or see what he wants, you know.
He was a little upset when I talked.
Uh,
The restaurant I'll be in.
Albania.
Well, I was upset about that, but he
What?
didn't want to impact his business. And
Yeah.
The speed of the labor was too slow.
It's-
Well, that's the town. Is that the town doing this?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, if he's paying rent, he has to take that up with Ryan Curley then, right? I mean, that would be it.
yeah, I mean, usually he deals with facilities, Doug Solik and his team, for anything that he needs as far as for repairs and all that stuff, like for his, but especially like in the kitchen equipment, which stuff we own, those are things we put a real good upkeep on, so I'm not sure if he really has a lot of things to complain about, other than, if he wants to renovate his floor room there, that's something
Yeah.
he needs to talk about, like you say, he can't just say, okay, let's do it now, it needs to be a project.
Yeah. Planned out.
Yeah, like who's the cost of all that stuff, those are all like questions up in the air that I don't think even he knows the answer to, so.
Exactly.
Okay. Very good. Anything else from their old business? I'm looking at, hold on, just bear with me here, so. Has there been any feedback on the rates, guys? Have you heard anything on the rates? From anybody?
People are happy.
They're happy? You know what? I will say this, and I know it's not on there, but we kept them down last year, right? We didn't go up at all, and this year it wasn't significant. It really wasn't. I think we spread it out evenly amongst everybody.
There's nothing
Nothing to complain about.
Perfect. You know what? Then that's fine. Then I'm good with that.
Heard
Okay.
one complaint, so mostly it was okay, acceptable, 2%, yeah.
I'm sorry, Bill?
I said, I heard one complaint that it's too expensive, but other than that, I didn't hear, I heard good things that we kept the price at 2%.
Right.
Very good. Good. All right, cool.
That's
New
good.
business. Okay, so we did change the bylaws because we used to have to vote basically in January, but the problem you had in January is that was somebody's last, usually when the turnover begins. So we had to change to February, and I talked to it when these things went through. I talked to Roche. I said we should do it the first meeting of February because any member that we have, a new member, would be coming on at that point in time. So to me, it just makes more sense, right? So here we are now. We have to vote on two positions, the chair and the vice chair. All right. So the pay is great, as you know, here on this commission. Can I hear nominations for the chair position?
Nomination for James Norton for chair.
You could.
I second it.
I second.
There you go.
Fine, I'll accept that position again. Yeah. All right. Can I have a nomination? Anybody want to nominate anybody for a vice chair?
I'll nominate Bill Richards.
Okay. Can I have somebody? Can I have somebody second that?
I second it.
Okay. I'll nominate Savi Senya also. Can I have somebody
Aye.
second? Huh?
Yeah.
You'll second. All right. So I mean, you have two people running. Well, Jimmy's not here, so we could have made him president, man. That's just the way it is. That would have been a smarter move. No, you didn't think of that one, did you? All right. Do you both of you guys want the position? Are you both interested in this? Are you both interested in this position? Because it has to go to a vote.
I'll decline
Bill, you can have it.
if Seth wants it.
He wants to give it to you.
Bill, if you want it.
No, Bill already just said he'll decline. That means he doesn't want it.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay, fine. Listen, who wants the position? And we'll take a vote, right?
Well, I'm gonna vote for Gary Watson.
What, thank you. All right, so we, in all honesty, we have to, do both of you want it, or neither of you want it? We have, listen, this is, we're all adults here. Do you want the position or not? Sebi and Bill, do you want the position? Do either of you really want this position?
If Bill doesn't want it, I'll take it.
Oh,
You, Bill.
It's up to me.
what do you want to do, Bill?
Okay, I'll take it.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
All
so get, Nancy, you seconded it, position, you nominated Bill. Who seconded it? Sebi, did you second
I
it?
did.
No,
Rob said-
Uh,
Robert,
Rob did. Okay, Rob. All right, those in favor of Bill accepting the vice chair position? Aye,
all right.
that's unanimous. That's
Correct.
unanimous. Fine, okay,
that's
very
right.
good. So that's done. Okay. Annual report, guys, all right, listen. Annual report was submitted and filed. I sent this to everybody. I sent them 2 copies. I sent one of 23 and one of 24. The difficult thing about this whole thing, it's on fiscal year, right? And we look at things that basically on a calendar year, right? A seasonal year, if you will. So some of the stuff that's on here traverses 2 different years, right? And we've been talking about this, some of these things on and off for the past, 2 years, actually. The bridges, the bunkers, the anniversary clock, blah, blah. I mean, because the anniversary clock technically, well, it did get, when was that put in finally? We remember?
That was on that calendar year, yeah.
It was in a calendar year or fiscal year?
It was in FY 24.
All right, so it's in. So everybody has this, going forward, there's a couple things here that we really need to start looking into and going forward, but this is it. So it's been filed, done.
Brenton,
All right. Any questions on it? So, because I sent that to everybody, Bill responded back, Sebi responded back, done. All right. Progress of improvements. Sal,
So with,
go ahead.
go ahead, sorry.
No, you got it. You get the floor.
So, the ice storm really set us back a couple weeks because the architect, he needs to get on the course and finalize where the drainage is gonna go for each hole. Like, right now, we have the map and proposals for where new sod's gonna go, where bunkers are being taken out and bunkers are gonna be refaced. But we're having a hard time doing the drainage system from, aerial footage. So once the course is ready for us to get on it, he's gonna come here and finalize that. And our RFP should be out before opening day, which would be sometime in March, so. Or not out, but finished to be presented, so,
So you still need to go to the building commission for that, correct?
yeah, you, me, I guess Bill,
Yeah, and anybody else, that's fine. Nobody's got a problem with that.
we're gonna give them what they asked for when we went to them in August. And,
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll give us a good, recommendation to move forward.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is that the only thing that you're waiting for is the drainage?
Yeah,
So the RFP itself should be done with the exception of that, correct?
yeah, well, the RFP, we're gonna cover 2 projects in one RFP. Depending on how much money we get, so the RFP is gonna have something that says, here's our full project for whatever, $1 million. And then here's a smaller project for if we only have insurance money.
Okay, so, but have you written the RFP yet?
No, Doug Smith is the one who's actually gonna physically write it. And the long part is finishing up, the blueprint. And then the rest of it won't take him too long.
well, a lot
What
of,
I need to do is the statement of need.
well, that's simple. You can look at the statement of need that I had for the clubhouse. It's just, I mean, that's just basic stuff. That could take you,
Right.
20 minutes to write that thing out. But can we get something to the building commission so they at least can look at this stuff ahead of time? And if they have questions, at least it's answered. The last thing you want to do is write this whole thing out, then give it to them, and then they're going to have questions to say, change this, change that. He should have, the architect itself should have something already, because a lot of it's boilerplate. The harder part is going to be we'll put it this way, a lot of it is, I'd say 85% of it's going to be boilerplate, with the exception of the plans themselves. He should already have this worked out, the type of sand that he's going to use, the type of soil, he's going to use, all that type of stuff, the drainage, that in the bunkers themselves, right? Rather than just where he's going to put, the culverts, if you will, for the waters that traverse throughout because we're just dealing with bunkers at this point in time, right?
Yeah, he sent us a package over while I was gone, and it doesn't seem too far off from being finished. So
can you actually talk to Don and Bart and the commission, and at least say, listen, here's part of what we have so far. I'm not going to give you the final one, because we're still waiting for a couple of let's say, cross the T's and dot the I's. And at least they have something to look at.
I can do that.
Because I think the last thing you want to do is have this thing already written up, and then they're going to come back to you and say, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? That way they have it. We can address it now before, he's finalized it and you finalized it. And that way, there's no open items. When you're done with this final touch, it can hit the street. All right. Good. Thank you. All right. I put opening day down. I'm down in Florida, so it can open tomorrow as far as I'm concerned. Just hear me out. I put this thing as a placeholder. This is only as a placeholder, and if the weather turns and we end up opening up before our next meeting, be able to open up before our next meeting, which is March. Hold on. I would have that at March 20th, correct? That's our next meeting. So if by some chance that it warms up there, and I would send something to everybody here to say, listen, we should look at this date to open up. But the question that's going to come to you, Saul, is how much time do you need advance notice to open up?
As far as you're asking, if the golf course?
Yeah. If put it this way, if the snow melted tomorrow and it's 60 degrees or 50 degrees or whatever,
Yeah.
you could, how much time do you need to get the course ready to open up?
2 weeks.
Would you watch that movie? What was that movie with Tom Hanks? Remember that movie? What the heck? Everything was 2 weeks, right?
The key thing is your overnight temperatures, right? Like the snow may have melted, but what's the water doing?
Yeah.
Underneath it, is it going away or is it being muddy? So you'll have to pay attention to your overnight temperature. If it's getting over 30 degrees, closer to 35 degrees consistently, that's about the time where your grounds are workable. If it stayed under 30 degrees overnight, there's still too much water there to say like, oh, it'll be dry in 2 days, 3 days. You'll start the season off like a mud pit. But
in certain spots, yeah.
Certain spots, yeah. So the last few years we opened late March. Late March, like in the 20s, maybe mid-20s, 25 or something. But
will you be able to get that bridge in before opening day?
Well, opening day to me is like May, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I think we gotta just be flexible with the weather. Jim.
Well,
say that again, sir.
We gotta be flexible with you know, how things go with the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you look at the 10-day forecast and the weather's gonna be pretty good, you know, maybe,
Yeah.
you know, he knows what he's gotta do to get the course ready.
We'll see what the course is on March 1, where if the snow has melted or whatnot, you know, because we always have a plan of doing mid-March and on, right? Then mid-March, we usually say it's the earliest we can do with perfect weather. So I think this year we have late ice and snow on the ground, so.
Well, I gotta back it up.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it melts away. Like Sebby says, the forecast is clear the next couple of days. You already see it melting a little, so we'll go from there.
Yeah, because right now, it looks like a glacier in the whole course.
You can't even walk around.
Frozen.
Yeah, no, it's all ice.
Yeah,
It's all ice.
we had a lot of tree damage from
So,
Really?
yeah.
There's really,
Really?
a lot of like
How much work did you
medium-sized
get done?
limbs.
How much
the
work
branches.
done on two?
Two, we got the work done on two before all that.
Oh, really? Good.
Yeah, so on two, once we're able to get on there, you know, other than what we've talked about with Doug Smith, you know, we're gonna look into putting mounds like we did on the back before. And you know, where the 5-4-5 team, green team and meet. So at least some of those mounds right on the left side of the fairway into like the green-ish area. So you get a little more hitting space there. And I'm curious to see what the bunker project does to two, like in regards to like if we get new grass or not there. And
So that left, you're taking out that left bunker? Well, I didn't hear what you were saying.
no, we're not taking any bunkers away, but we're resodding in many places there.
Got it.
So, well, once that grows in, you'll have a different visual on too. So hopefully,
I haven't been there, so I don't know how many trees I don't know what you took out yet.
About 6 big ones.
yeah, about a six-ish, six,
I counted six
Six.
back
yeah,
month and a half ago.
so.
Interesting. All right. I haven't been there, so I don't know. But okay. All right. Cool. Very good. All right. So let's sit there as a place. You know what? You're right. So as the beginning of March comes, we can actually, you know, we can email each other at that point in time. Sal, you'll be the point of contact on that, and then just kind of go from there. Excellent. Thank you. January P&L. Yeah, well, we've had a lot of movement in the revenue, you know. So the only, you know, I got a question as I started looking at this thing a little bit more, Saul. There's a gas is down. The gas prices are down, but the fuel's up huge. I mean, not now, but you have the ability, correct me if I'm wrong, to move money between line items, correct? Okay. All right. So the question I have is water and sewer. We had 36,000 last year budgeted, and yet we have 17 this year.
Well, last year, for 2 months, we had abnormal bills for water where.
Oh, because there's no rain. No rain. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. But the other question I have, capital items. Now, capital, why is capital affecting P&L? And I know we keep coming back to this thing, but
that's how it was passed through Board of Finance. Board of Finance passed it because our capital as a golf course is being paid with our revenues.
with the CIP and revenue.
No,
Okay,
not CIP, but our revenues.
got it. All right.
That's
All right,
how
so
we were
that-
able to keep
go
our
ahead.
capital.
Well, that's interesting because if I'm looking at that, you're telling me that's mower and bunker renovation, right?
Right.
And you have bunkers. If I'm so help me out. So I have a $65,000 green mower. I have a Ventrac mower that we already bought, right? Did we buy the Ventrac already?
Yeah,
Yes,
So the 65,000, is that for the 65,000 that's on your long-term plan?
that's not the 67,000 mower is the brand new mower that we haven't gotten yet.
Okay, and then you have 30,000 for bunkers.
That's the architect.
Got it. Okay, thank you. That's fine. Now I got it. Okay. That's all I need to know. Perfect. Anybody else got questions on the P and L?
So you were asking if we were gonna move things around. Yes, but I have to wait another month
Or two,
or.
till you see what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
okay, excellent. All right, very good. Thank you. Open discussion. Pump location.
So last meeting, it was passed by TC Town Council that the golf course would be a new location for a gas pump.
Yeah,
I
backup.
asked, Jim Simons, if they thought of other places within the golf course. And they thought about closer to the clubhouse, closer to the parking lot, but ultimately it would have taken too much parking lot space and too much traffic around there. So they chose the location by the maintenance building to prevent, any loss of parking space or too much traffic by the clubhouse. Because I know
Okay.
someone was asking why it wasn't closer to us so we can gas the golf carts a little easier. It wasn't necessarily for the golf carts, it was more so for big
This is,
vehicles.
yeah, you're right. This is for the town, not the golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I get, all right, so what are they gonna put in? How much space are they gonna take away?
It's the tank is just gonna be bigger. They're replacing the tank.
Got it.
So it's not like they're creating space or repaving things. From my readings, they're just replacing for a bigger tank.
Okay, and how do you guys access that? Do you have swipe cards that you have to use?
It has to be turned on by a switch in the maintenance building, the current system.
Yeah, but
Right.
how do you know how much gas you're using?
Oh,
I mean,
we check daily and we report it back to facilities.
so you know how much gas you're using on a daily basis. So who has access to that?
Golf course, so that's Jerry's equipment, golf carts. Right now, I'm not even sure if other facilities come here or go there. Cause it's such a small tank. It's just enough for what we have at the golf course.
That's why they're making it,
No, they're making it bigger so other cars
places can use it.
can use it, yeah.
So people from other divisions, not golf related, will
Yeah,
go.
the whole town.
Oh, okay.
From police to fire to,
Oh,
That will be separated, as who's using it.
it's gonna be separated as far as like their pump, our pump.
Okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
who's setting up the internal controls on that?
Sorry? Jim Simon's department.
No. Who's setting up the internal controls on that whole thing? Who's going to control and prevent fraud on the gas? Because you're going to put a bigger tank. I don't know how many hundreds of gallons you put in there, right? It's not going to be 50 gallons. It's going to be hundreds of gallons, correct?
It's gonna be bigger, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is a backup,
Yeah.
correct? This is also a backup, and so, like with the state police and the state vehicles, I always had to put a card in there to swipe.
Mhm.
I knew who to charge, right? I don't know what they're doing now. Can you? I mean,
We'll investigate on that one.
because because you're going to worry about. You have to worry about fraud, right? I'm sure we're taking a couple steps forward on this thing, especially putting hundreds and hundreds of gallons down there.
Yeah,
It's who's going to get the bill, right? How do you prevent pilferage?
like these days, we turn it off when we leave. Right, but I'm assuming with this new thing, it's gonna be available
Right.
throughout the night or day.
yeah.
So maybe.
It has to be 24/7, right? It has to be
Yeah.
24/7, right?
So they must have something new coming.
I don't know what they're planning. I mean.
Yeah, you know,
but there's
a
some
lot of
hope.
that stuff is vague right now. You know, who's gonna pay for the initial, fill up of the tank? How's that gonna work?
But
Yeah.
I'm sure our like bills will not be going up because of that. You know, our usage is gonna be the same.
Yeah, but you still have to fill the tank, right?
Right,
The
I mean,
tank has to be filled the first time, 100,
Yeah,
it could be 4 times what you're used to paying. I'm just, you know what I mean? So I think what Sebby's trying to say, you know, who's gonna foot the initial
Right.
seed
I don't
money?
wanna get hit for $100,000 gas bill.
I doubt it's gonna be us, cause we're such a small portion of that tank, you know,
It will be cheaper.
but you never know, yeah.
That's right.
I mean, your budget's 51 grand for fuel, right? I mean, you got $51,000 and that's a small tank. So realistically, you're talking about a tank that's gonna be what, 4 times the size of that? I don't know.
I'm sure there's regulations on like how big we can have it, cause there's a house there, you know, Mr.
The
Hall's
farm,
property's just right there, so.
all right?
Is this gonna be underground or above ground?
Above ground. Above,
Above the ground.
yeah, above ground.
If
You can't
I
bury
was the
it.
neighbor next door, I'd be concerned with that.
That's what I mean,
Yeah,
like, it's literally right next to his field,
is.
so.
with seepage, right? Seepage and ground pollution, you're right.
Right.
I understand that, but I tell you what, if I were him, I'm with you, Seb. I'd be very concerned.
Yeah.
Is there livestock down there?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't,
I don't think
I haven't.
so.
He used to have livestock. He used to have, I don't know if he still has it.
Got it.
Are there gonna be 2 pumps or just one?
I'm very, big on it, but I promise it was 2.
Okay. When I ran a marina, we read the gauge every day.
I see.
Meter, number of gallons to pump.
I have a 2,000 gallon oil tank for my house.
You do.
Grandfathered in. Huge.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Until I lived, I had 1,000, I had it full.
They're not burying them anymore. They don't bury them for
Oh,
the most part,
no.
right? I mean, unless it's like a gas station, right? And then you have to worry about deep, right? And all the regulations as far as that goes. I mean, I know this is not above what you're doing, Saul, but there's a lot. I'm sure they're taking care of a lot of this stuff, right? There's regulations that they have to follow. So,
It's a frequency of how often you have to gas up the carts.
Well, in season, we just do it on, every Thursday.
Once a week?
Because of the outings we have or weekend play that we get.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be where it's not totally empty. You can probably get away with another round, but if we, you know, it's the weekends are just too busy to do.
Makes
So, but we do it once a week,
It's not bad.
you know,
I expect
and
it more.
they're, well,
Every other day.
every other
well,
day.
you got to remember, you got 80 carts. You got to fill up those.
Yeah, we have 80 carts.
That's very time consuming, right? Because
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
right? You have to drive them down all the time. One down, one back, one down, one back, one down, one back, you know, 83, 84 times, 85 times. That's a lot. Right? And you're topping, you're only doing that when they're half full, right?
Usually takes us the day, cause,
Jesus.
you know, why, we usually just put a person on it.
All
And
that.
just go and, you know, the carts get on the course and then you have to wait till it gets back, but
Okay.
Wow.
So how many times, a week do you fill up the carts?
They just went through.
I couldn't hear it.
Once a week.
One time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Once a week.
All right.
Okay.
That's nice. We-
I know. How many gallons in one of those?
That's why they were concerned where they're going to put it.
Oh, we.
wow. Yeah,
Okay.
Kawasaki engine.
I have a couple of
Yeah,
open discussions that wasn't put on.
Go ahead. What?
We were given a dump truck,
You were given a dump truck.
we finally have a dump truck with a plow.
Yeah.
We'll try to utilize it as best as we can for that
Does it work?
project.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Sal,
Yeah.
does it run? Sal,
It's in good shape, I mean, the whole,
It's there.
It is what it is.
it could be rusted out, I got a dump truck. Like,
does it run, Sal?
It runs, yeah. We literally just got it, yesterday.
oh, with a plow.
Like, who didn't want it?
With the new purchases of other departments, there was, an extra one.
So this, what kind of, is it a dump truck or is it just like a, I don't know, like a Ram 2500 or something like that? Is it a real dump? Is
I
it a
don't know
real
the
dump truck?
model number.
Is it a dump
Huh?
truck, pickup truck,
Oh, it's like a pickup truck.
like a pickup?
Okay.
It's a pickup
But-
truck.
Pickup truck.
Yeah,
All right, so
well,
it's
Yeah,
not a real
Not
dump
like,
truck.
something like public
3500.
grounds uses
Yeah, it's
probably.
not like a heavy construction dump truck, like,
Does the
Really?
bed go up, does the bed go up and down or is the bed, no?
all that, I'm not sure, I have to look.
Facilities just bought a new truck that someone else turned back in, it was all souped up. They got a cheap price on it, so that must have been bumped, yeah, that was,
That's what,
yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
Oh, you saw them on the council?
Town council.
Yeah, town
Yeah.
council approved of your dump truck.
Yeah. You know,
So-
Yeah.
Pickup truck.
It's gonna get any,
So it's got a plow on, do they expect you have to plow at the Timberland?
we-
Doesn't somebody else plow?
we plow around the clubhouse, like, the road, you know, by we don't plow the actual parking lot.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, to have it handy is.
Yeah, good.
Good
Why
idea.
not?
Yeah.
Lucas, I got a question. You saw this truck, I mean, do you know, what kind of truck? Is it a dually with a
I saw it
bed?
at the town council meeting, they were talking about it, they got it from Tasker Ford, and it was, a super truck, it was.
Yeah,
decked
but that
out.
was a new, that's a new
All the
truck. right? That was a- that- I know, I was there with you, right? We were there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
we were.
But there, what truck are we getting? What type of truck are we getting?
What he says, it's like a scaled down, an older version of that.
I'll send you guys a picture.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Send you guys a picture.
All right, account balances. We have
Well-
account balance, we have a T, you know, nothing's changed on that one. The CIP budget, you have basically 2,800 and, you know, what is the plan? You're gonna finish off on 9, you're gonna take care of 9 now, right? The paving on 9, Saul?
I want to go back to open discussion.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Volunteer group, Saul told me that the volunteer group, the memorandum of understanding was not approved by the new,
Union president, the
president.
union.
What?
therefore, we don't have a volunteer group.
There you go.
Kidding.
Back to where we were.
Yeah, back to what we had.
Why?
So,
It's just like in years ago, probably the same reasons.
Yeah,
in that case, I'm putting together a list of some of the minor things that I want to see done by the union people. You know,
Is it within the spec?
Well,
Is-
that's what I was telling Bill, like, it has to be, you know, actually part of their jobs, you know, you can't just be. you
Yes,
know,
right, it has to be within their spec, right?
So, I encourage all of you to write things down, right? I'm not saying, let's, you know, this is a battle, a war, right? But I always encourage you guys to tell me things where things can improve, right?
right.
If it's part of their job, it's part of their job, if it's not, it's not, and.
That's right.
listen,
That's all there is to it, right? I agree with you, Saul. I
We'll
agree
make
with
some work orders on it, and if those work orders aren't properly done, you know, we have somewhere to go now, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
maybe that's something we've never done before, right?
Maybe, yeah, right.
maybe.
But, you know, it's about time we do something else rather than just say, ah, there's no volunteers.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll actually give us volunteers when they see they need help in
That's
some
right.
things.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so that brings up an interesting point.
Happy to give you some.
Okay.
Say something.
Okay, send me suggestions, I'll compile a list, I'll forward it to Saul.
What was the reasoning? Did they give a reasoning?
Well,
Why they
A
denied
couple
it?
of reasons were, one, it's always about who, you know, the jobs that they have versus, they're, you know, are we taking it from them?
Yeah,
But also, they also said in past years, in these things, no one would ever show up. So when those things happened years ago, it's back, you know, it's a,
for the volunteering, you mean?
yeah, like, no one showed up, so.
People did show up. I don't think they showed up as much as we thought they were going to. Let's just say that much. Right?
Well, you're not allowed to use, you know, any kind of a power tool. So, you know, you're on your hands and knees with, you know, scissors, basically, you know?
Yeah, well, that's right, yeah,
It
we're,
doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
George and I were
Yeah.
on our hands
Yeah,
and knees,
exactly.
pulling out weeds, cleaning
Can
beds.
you bring your own?
That's what got you the DP.
You can't.
Yeah, well, that's right. But we,
I brought mine on the first one and I was told to put it away.
yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
yeah. Well,
A week
we
wet.
have a plan, I guess, right, Bill, and like Bill says, we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll go from there, we'll generate a list and Saul and I will talk,
Yep, I think that's a good idea.
produce a plan for improving.
Okay. Anything else under open discussion?
We're good.
Well, it'll, you know what? It'll come back to, like, I don't know, I'll just, I got questions on the golf course report and Marsh report, but we'll address those when we go there. CIP account big is the same thing. We have to figure out we really have to figure out what we're gonna do here with this thing. And just measure, you know, dial for dollars, I guess, you know, see if people want to re-up. That's really what it comes down to. And then the CIP budget, you got 39,000 in there. So, you know, the plan going back, Saul, was to take care of the Baja run on the 9th, going from the ninth tee to the regular tee to the senior tee, because it's just like, oh my, I mean, I don't know what went in there, but it's like a bump, 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 right? So that, and then are we gonna move the path to go to the 5th tee from where it is on the other side? Is that gonna happen now or no?
Right now, we have, once the snow melts and we're able to get them over here, the plan is number 9.
Okay,
Number 9, and also then, if we have anything left, we can look into another location. But between number 9 and the driving range trees, those are the 2 CIP projects that are ready to go once weather permits,
okay,
have them scheduled.
all right, and then 5, so what are we gonna do with 4 between those, bringing that path from the 4th, you know, from 4 around to the other side of 5? Is that still, are we still going down with that, down that path?
That has to be one of the next cart projects on the list, because the tree there, and the
Yeah.
cart path are meeting together, and it's not a pretty sight.
It's
right
getting
now.
worse, right?
Getting worse.
It's getting worse.
And I really don't wanna take the tree down, because I think it's a good tree to have there.
Yeah, it's protection, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I think you have to go on the other side,
Yeah.
but,
So,
they
Well,
will
we
have,
talked about that because even for the senior or the handicap aspect of this thing, it's, you're not going up
yeah,
an incline, right? It's basically at that level we were talking about. Yeah,
yeah, it would just cost more than what 9 would cost. Cause the bend.
well, digging out, yeah.
You know, there's a little more involved.
Plus you have to take out what's there and regrade it. Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah. but a lot of that can be controlled. I mean, access to that can be controlled through the carts, correct? As far
Yeah.
as, yeah. Okay.
Like blocking them and stuff.
Yeah, well, you can lock them out and yeah, go and revert, just stop them, boom. And I think truthfully, the geofence, I think is gonna have to be, we really need to think about what we're doing on that. And a handicap or not is to a point, it doesn't, you know, I still see some of them going too close to the greens. It's like, you know, and I'm handicapped. Well, I mean, no offense, you're running from the parking lot down to your tee time. You're not that handicapped,
I-
you know, and it's, I'm not pointing out anybody, but you see it and I see it, you know, and it's just like, come on, guys, what are we gonna do? Right? I mean, it's just, what would you do if we were car path only on the whole course? You know, and I'm not discriminating against anybody, I'm not trying to, but it's just, we have to be reasonable about some of this stuff, we really do.
I
Because
think
it,
we first need to go with what we're gonna do on part threes. And the days when we're just no fairways, like, are we really gonna be locking them out? You
no,
know,
no, I can't see that happening, even on 16. It can never be just car path only, because the car path is so far off to the
so
left.
far, right?
Yeah, you
So,
can't do it. So then you can't even have them going around anymore. You know what I mean? Going around the back like everybody does. You know, because then they shoot down the through the woods there. You know what I mean? They make their own path.
maybe I'll put it as an agenda item next month, and I'll give
Yeah.
you guys some ideas on how we
Yeah,
can.
I mean,
play
talk
with
to
the,
Jerry. Talk to
car
Jerry
path.
on that one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Talk to Jerry on that too, because it's just like, you know, they're creating their own path, and people are going to think, well, I guess this is okay. And something happens, then who's on the hook, right? We're all on the hook. And that's a steep.
Well, if you
incline going
if you restrict it with the golf carts, you can restrict it.
Well, that's what we're trying
Close
to
it
talk
out.
about here. I mean, I can never see 16 being car path only. I just can't see that. How about you guys? You know, to a point, I can understand that, right? So you get to a point and it's just like, well, wait a minute, you know, then you have to go back and around. I have no, you know what I mean? You hit your shot. If you come up short, you go back and around, and all of a sudden you're up top now. It just makes more. To me, it just makes more sense. I mean, it's just like on 4, it's not car path only. To a point, it is, right? I mean, it should be, because you're going down there, and then you're gonna make the right to go into the woods and come out. So I don't know. It's just, it's something to think about. That we all, you know, as a group, we need to really think this thing through. But I don't see that happening, Saul. All right. Well, the balance is the balance. So you have 39,000. You're gonna use that basically for, hold on. As I'm going through this. Well, you're gonna use that for the car. You have 39,000 right now, so you're gonna use 15, and that's 35, and then you're gonna have more money coming in through the year. So that's CIP that's coming in. You're basically 39,000 right now, so you can pay for that up front, all that right now without any CIP coming through the door.
yeah.
Okay. And you'll have CIP coming through the door. I don't have all my records with me, but you basically know month by month what's going to come through the door, right?
Yeah, right now we're on pace to do as we did last year. It's gonna be tight in the last 3 months, but that's how it seems to always be with, you know, the last 3 months of no revenue. We'll get revenue, start getting revenue in March, because we're gonna sell season passes.
Seeing passes, yeah, but I'm talking about the CIP. Like Jerry always wants to have like 15 grand in his pocket to start with the year with, right?
Well,
I mean, that's what he's looking at.
Right now, we're at that. Out of the 39, we're only gonna use 25.
Well, you're right,
Right now,
25. Yeah,
we
so you
wanna
have
keep
excess.
going.
You still have excess funds, right? You have
Yeah.
excess funds that we can think about you doing on something on 5. I don't know what it's going to cost, but
Right, I mean, let's say we have another, 10 we could use, we'll use it for some sort of project, you know?
yeah. Okay, very good. All right. Let's do the golf pro report. Has everybody looked at these things?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Golf pro report. So I got a question for you. So Mark's gonna say he's gonna staff it Monday through Friday, 8 to 12, and then 3 to 6. So what does the contract say?
What, as far as his, hours of opening,
Yeah,
he opens, I think, within an hour of opening tee time, and then, closing, like 30 minutes prior to the last tee time.
Okay. So is this in accordance with his contract then? I mean, I don't know. Is it up to me to really, or us to question that? Or is it up to the town?
I think it's gonna boil down to, you know, how happy our customers are. You know, I surely don't think we should wait a whole year to talk about it if it does come into play. If we're hearing the same type of experience negatively as last year, well, it has to change, right? And we asked it to change from last year. Let's give it a shot, and if it's the same experience again, I mean, please, we have to be a little more vocal about it, like
Yeah.
even if you just tell me, right?
He's gonna be staff from when did you?
8 to 12,
8 to 12, Monday to Friday?
Monday, well, Friday to Sunday, someone's there all the time.
Okay.
So
No, Monday through Friday. I'm reading his thing. Monday through Friday, it's 8 to 12 and then 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. This is on his golf. This is on the report that he issued to us that I forwarded to all you guys. You guys should have that in front of you. But what I'm trying to get at is he has a contract with the town. What does the contract with the town say? That's really all it comes down to, right? That was negotiated between him and the town. What does the contract with the town say? It doesn't matter what he puts down. It doesn't matter what we want. It's irrelevant. What's the contract say? That's really what.
like I said, it says an hour or so before opening time. And
So
a
then
half
this is
so
then
before,
this is not then this is not according to the contract he has with the town. I mean, it's not personal. It's not personal. And listen, I love Mark, but it's business. This is business, right? If you have a contract with, it's just no different than the union contract. It's no different than any other contract, right? It's a contract. So I think that's. Can you just talk to Ryan about that, or whoever handles the contracts with the town, to make sure that this is in compliance with the contracts that he has with the town? So,
sure.
thank you. Hold on.
You take like a 3-hour chunk of everything out.
Yeah.
It wasn't possible for
I think that's it.
him. But he's saying it's contract anyway,
Yeah,
just to find out. No problem.
I'm writing this down.
LoSiP is
Let's look.
Capital improvement project, something, but what's the
but
LO?
it's money we got from government.
Okay.
It covers like insured projects like CIP projects.
I didn't, Lucas, I didn't hear what you said.
What does LoSiP mean?
Oh, LoSiP, I'm sorry, that's a state, it comes from OPM. Office of Policy and Management with the state, and it's basically funds that go to every town. And you know, so they have to be earmarked for certain things. And that we have, if I'm not mistaken, the town has let some of the stuff expire that we haven't gone for the last couple of years, but there is money out there, LoSiP money, and it's specifically local. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's available out there. I got another question on Mark's thing, so maybe you can help me out here. It says, well, he renewed the Golf Genius thing, but it says he's I'm also for all tournament supplies, inks, card stock. Who takes care of the scorecards? Is that Mark or is that you?
We bought him printing paper in the past. We bought him ink in the past. We bought him close to the pin markers in the past.
Okay.
We don't pay for his Golf Genius.
No. That's not what I'm questioning. He said it says card stock. Is that scorecards or no?
Cardstock is usually, yeah, like printing paper,
No. Scorecard.
like
The scorecards.
cardboarded.
No. The cards that are at the
Yeah, that's card
at the
stock.
starter shack. At the starter shack, those
Oh,
scorecards.
the scorecards
Yeah, the scorecards.
from the starter shack.
Yes, sir.
Those are actually given to us by someone.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Aren't those covered by the advertisers? and the
Yeah.
card?
Correct.
okay. Got it. Never mind. That's all.
Do I have a different
I have a
report?
different one. I have a different golf
I
report
don't
than
know
you.
where you're reading that.
No, he's.
No, that's on number, you have the same report that I have, January of. Oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at January,
In January, it's February.
I have
February,
January of 05 here. I don't know why I have January of 05 on that one. I'm sorry. Oh, geez, I'm sorry, guys. I don't have, you know what?
Oh, here, alright.
I'm like, what?
Can we
looking at-
start over?
We may have to, no.
Point of order.
Okay. Never mind. I feel like Gilla Radner. Never mind. You guys aren't old enough to remember that.
No, I remember that.
Sal, you're not old enough.
Yeah, I remember it.
Sal's not old enough yet. We're all too old. You remember Saturday Night Live way back in the day? All right, never mind. I'll go forward to something. Oh, geez, I'm so sorry, guys. Golf court report. All right, I got it. Has everybody looked at this? I have the one that says February of 2025 in front of me. I'm so sorry. So going through the so you're going to take care. You're going to go with the building commission, right? With the bumpers, you're going to give the bunkers go. You're going to give them something ahead of time to look at.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them, next week and
Thank you.
give them
That's
what
fine.
we have and.
That's great. I appreciate that. That's fine. That should work out. I got a question for you. All right, so now earth contractors are going to be this. So this comes back to the donated bridge that I don't know that Lucas or Bill or spoken before. So they're going to put that in. Why? I don't understand why we're paying to have them do it if the town did it the last time. I'm still kind of confused about that. So just help me out with that one. And then
when we donated, the town put it in, the other one in.
I just know, this, where this bridge is going, the blocks underneath need work. It's not a plug and play.
okay, and that's the only reason why that they're not plug and play.
Well, we've also asked, Steve Woody if they can help and they say they can.
Okay, all right. So this actually brings up another thing, and it's so. All right, so here we're talking about doing the LOSIP funds or whatever, and going out to a state contract. So no matter what, I mean, even though that we know this is a safety issue now of what's going on, right? So it's been brought up, and it has, and I know that the town council is aware of it. I know the building commission is aware of it. I know that the finance people are aware of it also. Should we think about talking to Central, the guy who runs the engineering program over there, about replacing other bridges, like the one on 12, and maybe the one on 13, and maybe the one on 13, 14 right there. The other one's there, and leave 17 and 18 for, I don't know, a big time construction company or a bridge company. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, when we're at that point of doing the bridge project again, I think it's gonna be such a restart that we can have these conversations with the correct folks. I don't know how much how much trust we should put into like certain bridges to schools, but this one they did is a walking bridge that no one goes on. Like.
That's not true. It gets used. It does get used, but I mean, they're engineers, right? I mean, these guys are, I don't know, and they just didn't do this off the seat of their pants. I'm sure they contacted the town on this stuff ahead of time. They had to have. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been approved, right? I mean, they just didn't do this. Hey, I'm going to show up tomorrow with a bridge. Hey, Rob, you need a bridge to your house? Hey, let me show up tomorrow with a bridge. It doesn't work that way, right? It just
Right. No, and it just sometimes you also think of the longevity of the products. Like who's gonna fix the bridge when that class graduated 4 years ago, or like there's a lot of probably things that you'll have to worry about, but That's a conversation we could restart, you know, when we're back at the bridge project, which could very well be sometime mid this year, once we.
I would truthfully think it'd be this year, just to get the ball rolling, but yeah, I think, I agree with you.
Once we get once we get on someone's book for the bunker projects, that'd be a good sign to move forward for the next project, which would probably be the bunkers, the bridges.
Mhm.
And if we wanna have those conversations with the university, we surely can, you know, and go from there.
Okay.
We gotta have low railings. If they're
Well,
gonna build.
Yeah. I still can't understand that one. I agree with you, Billy, on that one. That one I never understood. I never understood, because then the other one, the decorative railings are nice and they're not as high, right? It's not like
Right.
everyone can jump off that bridge. Right? So, so the short game area, I kind of keep coming back. Do we want to explore, and we have to explore the cart things? I don't know what have you looked into the requirements of a cart, an electric cart or a hybrid cart? Have you looked into that yet?
I mean, for a cart barn for 70 to 80 carts, it's probably gonna be around 4,000 square feet.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
That's what they're saying, and you know, the short game area is more of a thought. I mean, we need to put more thought into it as a group, but really one of the main things I would really like is like more of another hitting area at the range. I talked to Mark about it, where you know you could have like a wedge station, just wedges up there at the range on the right side of it, where we're really not touching the grounds where we may put a cart bar.
So you're talking about up on top now.
Well, yeah, because in the last meeting, there were a lot of rebuttal on, you know, using that area where number one is, so, you know,
Yeah.
we're trying to move.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So let me ask you a question. Can we maintain this with the current staff that we have? That's really what it comes down. The other part that comes down to.
This idea is just a hitting station, so it's just people hitting to the range, right? So it's just a matter of picking the balls up.
All right. So it's not like how can I say this? It's not a short game area where you're just chipping and putting type of deal. It's not one of those. It's not another green, right?
No,
Got it.
because
Where would you put
a
it,
lot of
Sal?
questions were brought up in the last meeting where, like, you know, maintaining it, you know, picking up golf balls, you know, are we adding work to Jerry's staff, you know, things
Well,
like that.
that's what I'm concerned about. Yeah, adding more work to his staff.
Where
So,
would it be,
Yes,
Sal?
Steve. Yeah, where would it be? Up by the practice bunker?
Yeah, we moved it, when we do the bunker project, I would have that bunker moved to more to the right side.
No, people could get hit over there too, guys.
Yeah, you're not making these plans without putting in some fencing or things like that, so.
Got it. Okay, so you've answered another question of mine. So that you talk about 2 weeks notice to get the course ready, right? Rough at the most. Saul, right?
Oh, good weather.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how can I say this? Portland's open now, right? Well, they're not open now, but they were open basically until we had snow.
Yes. Yes.
Because I haven't have you played up there at all?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So it's basically 2 weeks. And then, so if something happens in that period of time, we'll just all be in communication with each other, and that works out fine. So I got another question. The team markers, are they still sitting out there? No, you picked them up? You picked them up? Did you? Okay. All right. Perfect. No, those are the only questions that I had on yours, Saul, and Mark's. So, anybody else got any questions? Is everybody awake?
Yes.
Where is the dump truck right now?
Nancy, you move.
It's inside, I think.
Hey, Sal,
Yeah,
I sent you and Jim some stuff today concerning Fox Hop Yard and the,
I reached out to the pro. He said he's gonna give me some information. It seems like there's a lot of information. It wasn't just like a project of theirs, you know, there was a lot of like a third party involved. Some
it looks like they got some funding for that too
Right.
from the state of Connecticut.
it's a very specific energy program that they were picked for. And but I'm getting that information from Ron Beck.
Good, that's
Thank you.
good.
You're gonna
Thank you.
see, you know, how much it would cost or, you know, cause they already had a barn.
They already, yeah, so it had to be converted, that's all.
Yeah, they
Right.
just need conversion, so.
You know, hey, Saul, can you flip those two articles to everybody? That way they have them too, because I didn't want to do that, but
Yeah,
you could do that. And, you know, just so you understand what he's talking, there's another one about the mowers.
yeah,
Now,
like,
I-
on the mowers,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of unique. I mean, that's
they,
completely different way of looking at things, but I'm like, okay, I mean, it'd be interesting to talk to these guys. That's all I'm trying to say, you know?
there's a course in Georgia, they're the first in the world to have single carts.
Oh, really?
What?
One seat.
Really?
Really? I've never heard of such. I've seen
Yeah.
the ones that look like mopeds, right? I've seen those guys.
Yeah, no, this is like a single cart, like 4 wheels,
Oh, my
one
God.
It's
seat.
covered, I've seen them.
Really?
Course with that, it's, so you would have 4 carts per group.
Flying around.
Can you put a side cut? Can you
that's
put
too
a-
many.
Well, they have. Did they take like, you know, half of the space up, or is it still? Are they thinner? I mean, I don't know. What?
They're definitely thinner, but you're getting more foot
Wear and
traffic.
tear, right?
Right, like,
Wouldn't you say more wear and tear on the course?
yeah,
I
definitely.
would have thought so too, to be honest with you. Yeah, your first blush at this thing is like, that's kind of odd. but-
Yeah, it goes the opposite thinking, so.
All right. Anybody else got any questions?
One last question. Ramsey tent,
Yeah.
long term, what?
We need a new tent, so we're trying to get it passed to get a new tent. It's not gonna be a new all-season tent. I don't think that's something we really need to look into just yet. Cause it would not be an advantage to the town, it'd more be just an advantage for him.
Yeah.
So if he wants that, he could fund that, you know, pro-fund that himself, but
Mhm.
we're looking to get him a new tent. Where the sides are more manageable, easier to close, easier to open, easier to situate. And it's not so dirty, you know,
Those are expensive.
they're expensive.
They are.
We're
120 grand.
well, for like, you're talking a big one,
Yeah.
ours is so big, it's.
I thought we leased it.
Well, it's no, that's ours.
No.
Yeah, we hire someone to store it and clean it every
Right.
year
Put it on.
and then put it up,
All right.
so. It's,
So- No. Go. What does Hunter do? Because they have one. They got voted down. They wanted to expand that Viola's a long time ago. They wanted to expand it to make it permanent, and they have a tent and they put AC in there too. Because I've been there for right. I'm over tournaments in the summer. Is that what he's looking at? But it's enclosed all the time. You can never have it open at that point.
no, ours wouldn't have any type of HVAC system. It's purely seasonal because no one would use it throughout the season. Ramsey's not here, right? He doesn't do these types of parties
I mean, all year.
all year.
Obviously, right.
You know, I mean, the only thing I can really think of is, yeah, you could put like a simulator in there, but you're literally, that's your only thing functioning. And Willie said you pay off, but
It's not worth it.
But why
it's not
not?
worth it.
But you have other stuff. Those things are everywhere now. I mean, you think
They're
about
popping
it.
up everywhere. There's 2 on Deming Road now, like, you know, it's so.
I know people who got in their own house, and that's so it's
Right.
like, okay, yeah, it's.
I don't think we have a use for an all-season barn.
I agree with you on that one.
To
I
spend
agree.
triple the amount on it while we could use it for other projects. A new tent, it's gonna cost us a lot less than that number, I'm telling you that.
What's the tent go for? About 30 grand?
Huh?
30,000?
No, less. Less.
20? Yeah, yeah. All right.
Car charts.
So-
Over.
All right. Any other questions for anybody? Anything got on people's minds? No? Okay, if that's the case, it is 7:20. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Or to adjourn.
That's fine.
Lucas, second, Rob. Hey, guys, thank you.
How's the
Take
weather?
care.
Thank you.
All right, the weather, it's warmer here than it is down there. I can tell you up there. I can tell you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
Hey,
start-
hey, Sal,
Thanks.
how was the Thrilla in Manila?
Awesome, but not this cold.